I'm Craig Patterson, and we're in the northern end of the Mosquito Lagoon today. Beautiful March day, out catching redfish and trout on fish bites. I took over the Donald's Bait and Tackle bait store in Port Orange, Florida a few years ago, and my supplier had brought in the fish bites, and it was the first time I had ever encountered them, and I thought, well, what the heck are these? They kind of look like chewing gum. And I had a buddy who was an avid surf fisherman, and he said he had tried them in the surf and done real well. So I took them to the surf with me, and that day I caught close to 100 whiting on them. So I was thoroughly convinced that they were very effective. I had a great day. So I thought, well, if these strips work, I noticed that I had some paddle tails in the shop, and I'd been fishing the lagoon for a couple of years using artificials with limited success, some better than others. But I thought if these paddle tails worked as well as the strip baits, then I was gonna find something that would work real well. And certainly I tried them, and right off the bat began to catch redfish after redfish, trout, flounder, and I found they were highly effective. In fact, they became the only bait that I used for the longest time, other than topwater during certain times of year. But since then I have caught literally hundreds of redfish on these. And today we were out there and we had a good day. We caught and released over 30 fish, mostly reds, some trout, and even a flounder today. So we had a real good day. Anybody that's looking for a soft bait, I've caught more fish off these than anything else I've ever used, including just fishing them on the bottom, barely moving them. There's enough trigger in them, enough scent to where the fish will pick them right off the bottom. Really a good bait. Now, the way I rig these baits, the paddle tails, I use, depending on the depth that you're fishing, we fish shallow depths here in the back country of the lagoon. So I use just a 1/8 ounce jig head. It's about a 1/0 hook. And of course you just pierce it through. I come out the belly end, it seems to swim a little better that way. You just go right on through and make sure you get it good and straight. Feed it onto the keeper there, and that bait will swim through the water just like that. The way I work it a lot of times is I'll fish the sand spots and let it land in the sand, lay there and just twitch it up and down. They catch it and grab it a lot of times on the way down, but I've also caught them with it just laying on the bottom. The scent is so strong that they'll eat these things. Now, when I rig the jerk baits, and I rig them weedlessly because we're fishing around a lot of grass in certain parts of the lagoon, and to avoid getting a lot of snags, I'll rig these weedlessly. I use a needle power lock rig and seat the power lock into the nose and run usually a 3/0 style hook through the belly and just to the point of where it would come out the back, and which requires a pretty heavy hook set when the fish takes it, but you avoid getting a lot of the grass hang-ups that you would if you had a protruding hook. That works real well when the fish are tailing and they're up in the grass off the sand. If any of you folks are ever in the area and want to fish the Daytona Beach area and or Mosquito Lagoon, stop by the shop. I've got all the fish bite baits in stock. I also grew up in the area, know a lot of the spots in the north end, Halifax River, and have lived on the Mosquito Lagoon for 5 years now and have learned it pretty well. So I'd be more than happy to put you on fish and to show you how to catch the fish.